Okay, so today I'm going to tell you about a couple different types of folding blade locks. I'll start out with the Benchmade. They have an access lock. There's two washers on each side of this, and then there's a bar in the middle, goes straight across. And the washers inside of this mechanism help slide it. It keeps it very buttery smooth. It's all washers inside, just one on each side. And this bar pulls down, as you can see. The bar pulls, releases the blade, and it's buttery smooth. Alright, that's the access lock. Benchmade's patent, and then when their patent ran out, a couple other distributors started, knife makers started making them. So we got the Spyderco Manix too. And this is a little different because it's a ball bearing lock. Same idea. You see inside of that, there's a spring. When I pull this down, you'll see a ball bearing at the top of that. I don't know if I can focus in. See it? It's silver, shiny. It's a ball bearing. It slides into the grooves up in here, helps lock it in place. So same idea, just different design. And then Kershaw also replicated the access lock. This is just a flipper, but see the bar? You pull these down, ambidextrous, left or right. You can pull down each one. I like to pull both of them down, and this, just goes smoother for me. But you don't have to. See, look, watch. So, just to give you another idea. Oh, wrong knife. Let's see. We'll pick this one. Here's another Kershaw door lock. Same design as the Benchmade with the bar, washers on each side, and same idea. Okay, so you got the access lock slash door lock slash ball bearing lock, which is basically all the same. Okay, then we come down here and we have our liner locks. So liner lock is, see this? This will pull to the left and the blade folds down. See that? It's like common for a pocket knife. Just slide it and it closes. That is a liner lock. And each one is differently made, so they got teeth in them, whatever helps. This one's a little stiffer, but same idea. You push it and it closes. Okay. Moving forward, everybody knows about a liner lock. I mean, most knives nowadays, they all started with this shit. So it's like, there you go. You have a button lock. So you flip it. You can flip it either way. So you can spider flick it or thumb flick it, or you can. I just did it like this, but look, see. But then what happens is you got this button. You push it. It bends the metal over like a liner lock, but just with a button. So I go like that, and you can see the metal moving inside. Same thing as a liner lock. If this, was to slide over, I'd be able to just, so button lock and then drop, flip open, push that button, boom, drop. So that's a button lock. Okay, then we got a compression lock. The compression locks are basically just like a liner lock, but on top. So instead of having to flip underneath and having this catch thumb, you just go like this, push it to the left just like a liner lock, boom, it drops. So compression locks are on top, on the exterior end, and liner locks are on the in. So this one is not a liner lock, it is a compression lock versus, see if that'll stay, versus compression lock and liner lock. You flip it over and nothing. So liner is like inner, compression is like outer. So I just take this, slide it over, and the blade drops. I take this, I I slide this over and the blade drops. Okay. Same thing with this compression lock. So you open this, you got that, and it drops. Sometimes it bounces up because it goes fast, you know, so you got to just catch it just like that. And last but not least, we got the shark lock. So this is a lock mechanism that's on the back here. Okay, so when you flick it open, which you can do by thumb stud, spider flick, hole right here, or just whip it. I mean, so here's the locking. You take this and you take it and you pull it down and out. You got to pull down and out at the same time, and it drops the blade. Okay, you can also open it like that too, but you definitely want to catch this and open it out. Some people just pull down and it doesn't do it, but see that lock, sheep's foot blade. And this is a Demco, so this is a truly a rare species of lock. I like it though. You do get like a little bit of a callus build up on there, you know, fucking with these locks, but I mean, it's very flippy, fidgety. Open it multiple different ways, drop lock, boom. But it's different, you know. Now, I only seen 2 of their knives. It's just like sheep's foot and then like a drop blade. Kind of looks like that kind of blade. But yeah, I just wanted to show you some of the different ideas of the locking mechanisms. So if we come over here, more liner lock, but this is a spring assisted knife. So I push this little button up, it's gonna work like a switchblade almost, like it just flies out, see? And then when you close it, it's a liner lock, but there's pressure. See that pressure? Okay. But when you take a manual lock, pick up any one of them, when you drop it, there's no pressure, it just falls. So that's the difference also between a manual and a speed assisted, you know, spring assisted that has that tension behind it. And Kershaw is very known for them. Here's a link. Open it up, liner lock again. So you close it, inner, but see that little that catches right there, so you don't close your thumb. Boom. Some examples. Well, these are all liner locks. All these are liner locks, but they're all spring assisted over here. So everything's on a spring and tension when you're closing it. Like, here, look at this one. This almost feels like a manual folder, but it's not. You get the liner lock. You still got to fight it to go in, see? You got to be careful too, man, because it'll spring out. And like I said, I'll show you that one. There's a liner lock. You can feel it. Always pick one, you know, just open it. And you can feel it. And like I said, they're all liner locks, but see that? And then it locks in place. After it hits a certain point, it just goes right to the handle for you. Okay, liner lock, and boom. So yeah, just a little idea of how these knives work, locking wise. So we got the access locks dash dura lock dash ball bearing lock, which is all the same setup basically. You got the compression locks, okay, compression. You got a button lock, which is just like a liner or a compression lock, but just a button instead of, like, you know, digging your finger in and turning. You got the liner locks, the inner, remember, liner, inner, okay. And you got your shark lock, which is rare in exotic form, these parts. Yeah, you don't see them things really, and I've never seen them. I'm lying. There's quite a few makers that actually have this kind of locking system, but it's not, it's like the shark lock, but it's not like the shark lock. So they have like different, you know, ways, but it's the same kind of concept. I just don't own any of those knives. So yeah, just wanted to show you a couple different locking mechanisms on these knives. Now, I prefer the access locks because eventually metal's going to give out. Okay, so when you're consistently pushing over on the side, well, not this one, even this one, yeah, dura lock, same, or compression locks are the same. I mean, eventually the metal has to give out. I mean, eventually, I would imagine, you know, from constantly bending over. I mean, I have, it's not down here. I have a Klein Tools knife, Tonto blade. It's nice, but eventually it wore out right here, and it just, from me moving back and forth so much with it from using it, it kind of stayed like that, and now it wants to stay open, but I don't trust cutting something and then not folding down on my fingers if by any chance the blade has to go the opposite way by any means. I mean, I'm not trying to get my fingers cut off. So I don't use that Klein knife anymore. But like I said, it just has that liner lock, and eventually they wear out. So these access locks, or like this lock, this ball bearing lock, when you open this, I mean, you see the spring, you can mimic and make something work to close this knife and open this knife. You could find a BB, a BB and a ball bearing are the same damn thing, and a spring. You could pull that thing out of a lighter. Not really. I'm just saying similar though. I mean, it's not hard to find. Okay, but these would be the most durable of the locks, I would imagine. Just the way they're made. Now this ball bearing lock feels even more durable than, like, let's say the access lock. I mean, this is an easy pullback. I mean, I could do this one-handed, no problem. This one, there's so much pressure and tension from that spring, I could barely pull this down with one hand. Let's see. Oh, I did it. Okay, but whatever. I usually take this one and pull them down both because I'm just used to it. But just wanted to give you an idea of what these locks, what these knives have option-wise, you know. And then of course you got your full auto, you know, which are all, it's either a switch going in and out or it's on a tension spring. So when you close it, it's going to fight against you like an access or like a spring assist. So there's a lot of options out there, guys. So pick your poison, learn it, muscle memory. So I started with Kershaw and all their spring assisted stuff, and I really enjoyed it. And then I started getting into autos and manuals. And now these guys just sit and collect dust. Now I'm joking. I do rotate them occasionally. And I'm more into the manual folders now. I love the crisp, clean, buttery drop. I do like liner locks. Not as much as the access locks. Just because these things are just awesome. They're very fidgety. And I'm a fidgety kind of person. So I'm not out here playing with knives all day. Like flipping knives and doing that. Like I don't do all that shit. Knife stays in my pocket when I pull it out. It's just very easily one-hand operation, you know. It's no thought into it. I know where the access lock is, open and close. I don't have to sit there and play with like this. It takes a couple extra steps. It doesn't always drop. I mean, see that? You want it to drop. Like, this guy is a beast, the Emerson, but it sucks. It has this little thing on it, so when you put it in your pocket, you pull it out of your pocket, the blade drop opens. I mean, it just opens and it's ready to go. But it's a liner lock. You go all the way down too far, look what I'm going to do. I'm about to cut my fucking finger off. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not safely. You got to know what you're doing with these. So, this isn't my favorite. But, I really dig the compression locks because it's on top and they just very easy to open and close. You don't have to spider flick it and do all the hot shit. I'm fast with it, so you can actually open and close it very easily. So I don't know, man. Pick your poison, stick with it, learn it, try new, and I'll talk to you soon.